Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you're having a nice Halloween, if that means anything to you today. Now, I'm a bit like last year. I'm not expecting too many kids to come tapping the door this year. Not only because, tapping every door in the neighborhood's probably going to be the world's biggest super spreader event, but it's also pissing down with rain here, so wouldn't expect them anyway. Now, I apologise if I've got big bags under my eyes. I've been up late playing that Diablo game still. Man, that game's like video game crack to me. I just cannot get enough of it. Super addicted, and the clocks went back here as well last night, so I thought, well, that's another hour's free farming. So there you go. Now, today we're going to check out 4 super cool bands. We've got a priority submission as well, and some bands that we've had on the channel before that I know were really, really great, so I'm looking forward to checking them out again. Today's bands are a kind of mixture of rock, heavy metal. We've got some melodic side in there as well. There's a bit of attitude in there, and there's even a bit of a punky edge to them as well. So it's a kind of a mixture of just rocky, punky, metally bands. There you go. The first band we're going to check out, the guys who made a priority submission. We've had these guys on the channel before, and we always enjoy them, and they enjoy being on the show as well, which is super cool. This is Diosa. Their brand new track is called Born to Die. It's got an lyric video to it. Let's start off with these guys. Sounds great. Nice thickness from the guitar and bass. It's got a warmth to it as well. It sounds great. Nice vocal layering as well. Everything's got a thickness to it in this mix. It sounds great. Nice bit of guitar in as well. Yeah, there's a real nice thickness to this mix. Whenever someone's playing a solo, I wish they'd have just filmed the guitarist, even if it was just his hands just playing. Just layer that over the video. guys did an absolute great job on this track. A really well written, solid track in terms of composition, and super solid in terms of the sound as well. Such a thickness and a chunk to this one. The bass and the guitar just really meshed in nicely together and had just a dense sound to them, and a warmth as well with the bass, that it really just set a real solid foundation for the guitar section of the music. Really sounded great, and then the riffiness and the melodic stuff over the top as well sounded great. The vocal sat nicely on top of that thickness, and even the vocal was double layered up and, you know, coming in from either side and stuff, which again just added a thickness to the music. So everything in this mix just really came across treacly thick, you know. I thought it sounded great. Nice punch in the drums and keeping the beat going all the way through. What I really liked on this one as well is how they worked that melodic guitar. Just as the vocal ended, it bursted through with you know, a riff or a scale or something like that, and it just pulled you from the vocal straight into the guitar section. You know, it wasn't just kind of a pause and then the guitar came in. It was like as the vocal was fading out, the guitar burst through and said, "Hey, here I am." Very, very cool. I enjoyed it a lot. These guys are a quality band. They need more listeners. We've had that a lot this week, where we've just had quality bands on that just need more people to hear about them, more people to know about them. I'll post about these guys in all the rock and the metal pages on Facebook, because I know that this is a kind of band that those people like, you know, solid, well-written, well-composed rock metal with a melodic edge to it. It's not too heavy, it's not too offensive. You could definitely get this one on rock radio and stuff like that, no problem, because it's just a quality music. Now, I would say when it comes to the video, we get a lyric video. I don't mind lyric videos at all, but I would like to see something within a lyric video that's from the band, you know. And I think with if you've got a solo within your music, just try and film the guy playing. You know, it only needs to be this kind of area of the guitar, even if it's high on the neck, and just get that and then overlay it, kind of transpose it into it, so we get something to see from the band. Because you just know that I love seeing guys rocking out in the video and stuff like that, but especially when you've got a solo and there's no lyrics or anything on the screen at that point, really think about just, you know, bringing something in from the band that we can see them playing the instruments or something like that, or even just some pictures of the band or something like that, just so, you know, we get that connection with the people behind the music is really what I'm getting at with that. And it's always great to see a dude playing a sick solo as well. So thanks for making a submission on this channel again. As I say, these guys like being on the channel. They messaged me before and saying, yeah, we've got a new video coming out, we want to get it on the channel. Super dope. I love it when bands get on board like that with this channel, and let me keep talking about their music and see it getting better and better. Very, very nice. Thanks for the submission. Now I've lined up 3 other cool bands for us to check out. This is a new band to the channel. Their track came out in March. Their band is called Vultures. Their track is called Porcelain Angels, which is a cool name. This one's got a visualizer to it. Let's give it a spin.
Porcelain angels staring back at me. Jesus Christ is what I need. That's what they all say. Like I need their help, like I need their advice, like I need the fucking prayers. Pain in my head, like a breath in my chest. I've been fearing the snow. In my dreams, I am dead, disconnected. I've been thinking about ghosts.
Cool. These guys have got that thickness to them as well. Nice in the vocal with it all double and layered up as well.
Stuck in this dark room, white noise on
Near that bass.
Broken promises. I spent my whole life fearing death, terrified of what comes next. Pain in my head.
There's an epicness to this music as well, and big choruses, widens out. There's big music. Atmospheric guitar a bit more volume, let it wail through the mix. Sliced in the cloud there. Yeah, I like what they've done with the guitar and this atmospheric stuff. I would have just let it be a bit louder in the mix, give it more prominence, let it take over a bit more. You know, kind of do what the first band did, but they did it with more riffy stuff. As we come out of the vocal and we move into that atmospheric guitar, let that take over, let that be the focal position. Looks like these guys are 3 Vultures in a 3-piece band. Very, very cool to get that music out of a 3-piece band. This is a kind of music that's normally a 4 or 5-piece. So very, very nice. Had a nice thickness to this one as well, in very much a similar way to the first band. Thick vocals layered up, coming in and out of the stereo, big and wide for the chorus, sounding great, thick, chunky, dense guitar tone, and same for the bass tone as well. Just goes well with the music, gives you that thick kind of guitar-y foundation for the vocal to sit over the top. The cymbals rang out nicely over the top as well, and then the punchy drums just keep the beat going. It would have been nice to get some more fills between the sections. You know, the drummer can do a great job of pulling you, a bit like with the guitarist as well, of pulling your hand from one section to the next. So as one part ends, he does a fill, does a roll, and it moves you into the next section nicely. So yeah, that would have been one thing I would have kind of mentioned for this one. Bump up the sound of that atmospheric guitar to give it some prominence, let it take over the mix and be the focal point, and maybe a few more fills from one section to the next just to spice it up and pull you through. I don't know why I keep getting this video on here of a animal getting electrocuted. I don't know what I've looked at on YouTube to keep getting that coming up, but man, that one keeps coming up. Right, next we're going to check out another cool band that we've had on the channel before. This is Feed After Midnight. Their track for us today is called Sweet Embrace. Came out towards the end of September. These guys are out of Ottawa, apparently. Let's give it a spin.
It's been the longest time since I
Feeling the thickness today. Yeah. Yeah, sounds great. A real thickness. That's some cool guitaring today. Yeah. Man, every time a bassist does that, I just love it. I think we're killing it today for this kind of music. High quality, super thick, super chunky and dense music. Big ass punchy drums that give a great beat that you just get into. And bop around with the beat. And thick vocal, double layered up vocals that just kind of soar over the music, bring an epicness to the sound, big wide choruses, cool lyrics to go with it as well. Yeah, man, I think we're just killing it for this kind of music. They're all ticking the right boxes for this kind of stuff. They're approaching it, you know, these guys are all approaching it in the same way, but getting the job done rightly, in the right way, I should say. Just ticking the right boxes, thick and chunky, a nice beat, a nice punch, a nice harmony and melody to the vocal, but with a wide epic sound and soaring over the top. Just doing a great job. Some nice guitaring and solo and stuff in there as well. So yeah, just ticking all the right boxes for this kind of music as far as I'm concerned. High quality. Would be nice to see more of the members of the band and not just get lyric videos and visualizers. That's one thing I do like to do. It's one of the reasons why I like to check out music videos on the channel as well, not just an album sleeve, because I really enjoy watching people play music just as much as hearing what they're playing. I think it's really cool to see people play instruments. So yeah, I would just beg all bands to do that in the future. Even if it's a lower quality video because it's not filmed in a super high professional way, if you just look like you're enjoying yourself in the video and playing your instrument, man, I'll get on board with it. I love it. That was a very cool band. We'll get them back on the channel again in the future. Now, the last band that I've lined up for today, we've had them on once before on the channel, and I'll still say it because I went back and checked the video again. These guys have got one of the best, or at least in the last track we checked out, one of the best sounding drum kits I've ever heard. And I've heard thousands, tens of thousands of drum kits in songs. And these guys have captured the drums in just an absolute perfect way. You get all the sound of the kit. It actually sounds better than it would sound in real life, I think, in some ways, because they just captured all the nuance of the kit, the toms, the cymbals, the ting on the ride, the wash and the swell of the cymbals as well. It was just all came through the mix with a clarity and a deepness and a thickness, and man, they really nailed the drum kit on the last track. Thought it absolutely amazing. Literally one of the best drum kits I've ever heard. So we got another track of theirs to check out today. This is the Sonic Overlords, the track we're going to check out today, which has gotten featured in the video, which is nice. It's an official vid, is Utopia. Let's finish off with these guys. Oh, we're getting a bit of bass today. Those drums. Yeah, that cymbal. Just get all the sound of it. These guys have got a nice groove attitude to him as well. All the bands today go big on the chorus, epic, almost anthemic. Just imagine this stuff on a big stage. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see when the solo plays. Yeah. Great band. These guys know what they're doing. Don't need any tips from me on how to improve their music or sound any better. They've got it nailed. They just need more people to hear about them. It's been the case for a lot of the bands that we've had on this week. High quality bands, not looking for me to kind of give them tips and tricks on how to make their mixes better or, you know, composition tips and things like that. These guys know what they're doing. They've got it all dialed in. They've recorded it in the right way. They've got great composition. They're obviously high-level musicians, playing well, playing their instruments well, great vocals and all the rest of it, working the tracks in the right ways, ticking the right boxes that they need to for the genre that they're playing, thick and dense, nice, great, well, just great guitar tones in all the bands today, great bass tones in the bands that supports the guitar. You know, in this kind of music, you can have it where the bass and the guitar are separate, but generally you just want a powerhouse of thickness, of guitar-y sound, and the bass and the guitar work together, and their sounds mesh together to just create a denseness, you know, a low end to mid-range denseness that the vocal can sit on top of, that's not going to clash, that you can still let the melodies and everything ring through, and then have, you know, the cymbals over the top of that, and just big punchy drums to kick through the denseness with the punch and the kick and the snare, to give them that punch so that you get the beat and just, you know, you can bop along with the music. So man, every single band that we've had on today has been high quality, doing it in the right way. Really appreciated these guys as well, went above and beyond and got us a high quality video, and we can see them doing the solo and playing their instruments and all the rest of it. The drums in this one sounded just as good as they did before, but in this track, the drums weren't as prominent as they were in the last track. This one, they let the basses shine through a lot more as well. So maybe that's something they like to do within their music, is within each track, give each member of the band a bit more prominence than they had in the previous track and let them do their thing a bit more. But anyway, the cymbals on that kit just sound so amazing. The ting on that ride, you get the ting come through, and then after it's the swell and the wash. Whereas a lot of the times when you've got blaring guitars and shouting vocals and stuff, you only get the ting. You can only hear the ting on the ride when it's played on the bell. But when it's recorded, and in this kind of music where there's a bit more space for the cymbals, and the music's not kind of as blaring loud, just get that swell and wash come through after the ting, and it just sounds so good to my ears. A ride cymbal is really one of the best sounds in the world as far as I'm concerned. I just think it's absolutely great, and the different ways that you can hit it as well with the stick, or if you're using a nylon tip as well, sounds great. So man, I could just go on and on about ride cymbals all day long. These guys sound great. I think all the bands that we've had on today have absolutely nailed it in terms of what they're trying to do with this music, the boxes that they need to tick. So there you go. Super great day on the channel, and I think we've had a really killer week this week. Every day's done pretty well in terms of views and stuff as well, but yeah, I think we've just had quality bands on all week this week that don't really need me to tell them what to do and how to get better or anything like that. They're just looking for more people to find out about them, and that's one of the reasons that I run this channel. You know, I'm not really here to tell people how to do things better. I want to listen to your music, enjoy it, and hopefully get more people to enjoy it as well with my audience. That's what the main thrust of this channel is. So I don't mind having high quality bands on this channel that just haven't got enough people knowing about them, and I'll try and get them more followers. So hopefully if you've enjoyed these bands today, you'll head over to their channels, and all the links are always in the description for that stuff. Give them a like, because if you do that and they see a bump in their likes after being on this channel, it'll tell them that we're doing a good job over here, and they'll appreciate being on the show a bit more as well. Super dope. So hope you've had a good week, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for the Monday grind. Man, that seems to come round quickly, but there you go. That's what it is. Have a good one. See ya. Bye.